Hi guys, welcome back to the Cortez. I know I should be arrested because I told you I was going to talk about the symptoms of depressive episodes with the story time version, just like the way I did for mania some weeks ago, and I did not do it. I am so sorry, but I hope after this video you would forgive me. So if you are new here or you are a returning viewer, please make sure that you subscribe. And as you know, I'm going to be talking about bipolar disorder today. If you don't know what bipolar disorder is, it's a mental health condition. I like to call it a two-in-one mental health condition with two sides, the mania and the depression. It's actually a chronic mood disorder. So as I'm smiling and saying it, it isn't all rosy, but I've been doing this for close to 10 years, having a good life, a full life. All the credit goes to God for helping me through it all, giving me the best of friends, the best of family, best of doctors, nurses, mental health professionals, everybody. So if I'm here today, I'm just living proof that God will definitely see you through, and it's not a death sentence. Okay, so let's just get right into the video. So depression, most people, when they think about depression, all that comes into their mind is sadness. But depression is more than that. It's actually loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed. And for me, sometimes it can be even activities I am required to do. Like when I wake up, back then when I was in university, I was required to go to university for lectures. So I'm required to wake up, bath, brush my teeth, do my quiet time, get ready for class, study. I couldn't do any of those things when I was depressed. It's like I was frozen. All my edges were gone. When I wake up, everything feels difficult. Bathing feels difficult. Brush my teeth. Everything feels so difficult. And I used to wonder, how was I doing this every day for years? Well, back then too, I thought maybe it was symptoms of broken hearts too. I was just, struggling. And after being diagnosed, reading and making my mistakes, learning from my lived experience, I got to my first-hand experience with depression, and understanding it, having mental health knowledge, made me realize, oh, okay, so I'm actually not crazy. What I'm going through, this is it. So let's get into the symptoms right away. So symptom number one, poor appetite or eating too much. For me, whenever I'm depressed, one of the things I notice is even eating feels like a chore. I don't feel like eating, and because I don't feel like eating, I'm stuck in my room. I'll just be eating what is around me, like my junk food. I'm not saying I have junk food in my time all the time, but what I mean is I will not eat properly. So if it's a biscuit I have around, I'll just eat it. Or because walking from my room to the kitchen feels like work. So years ago, I remember my daddy used to, make me breakfast and come and serve me in the bedroom, because he knows if he doesn't do that, I will not eat. And my mother too was doing her best, preparing food and stuff like that, because I'm just there, I won't eat and I will not ask for food. I'll be there and be struggling. So I notice whenever I'm depressed, I will lose a lot of weight because I am not eating, and I will not feel like eating. It's like even the hunger edge is like switched off, so you don't feel like eating. That's why you notice when people get depressed for weeks or months and they come back, they've lost weight. You might think, oh, what were they doing? Did they take Ozempic or something? It's the depression that caused that. Symptom number two, trouble sleeping or sleeping way too much. So for me, whenever I'm depressed, I used to hate mornings because I wish there was no morning. I liked the nighttime, the darkness. I just wanted nighttime to last forever. So when I wake up and the sun is out, it's like, oh my gosh, a new day, new responsibilities, requirements. I didn't like that. So I sleep a lot when I'm depressed, because I used to find it as a place of escape. My dreams, I'll just be there. I don't have to deal with the real world. I don't have to deal with responsibilities. I just spend all the time sleeping. I cannot be bothered about anything happening in the real world. In fact, I used to hate the real world when I'm depressed. It's like when I'm in my dreams, it's a safe space. The real world is just drama and trouble and things you have to do. I don't want to do all those things. So sleeping too much. And when you sleep a lot like that, it's like your body even gets, It's like you have slept all day sleep. Your body is not tired anymore. So now you are awake. When you are ready to sleep too, now it's a little bit difficult because you've been doing it probably for days or weeks. Depression is like the dark cloud you can't get rid of. So last year I had a very severe depressive episode, one of the worst I've ever faced on my 10-year journey. And what triggers depression for me sometimes is a physical condition. If it's a physical condition that causes me to be bedridden. By the time I realize, I just slip into depression. I don't even realize when it's happening. So I had a severe throat infection. I was on my medication. I was getting better physically, but mentally I had just slid into that dark place. And because of that, I'm someone that when I'm depressed, yes, I run away from people, but if people come around, I like it. I like having them around. It, makes me remember who I am, who I used to be. It makes me so happy. But this particular depressive episode, even people I really love, cherish, and care for, my friends, I sack them. When they come to my house, I sack them. And I didn't know behind the scenes, my mom was pulling a lot of strings to get my friends to come and visit me because she saw the kind of place I was in, mentally dark. And I needed some form or source of light to into my life. So I was hiding away from the world. I wasn't going on apps that people will see my last things. I was either on YouTube or Instagram, and I withdrew and isolated for pretty close to 3 weeks or a month. But I have very good friends, so some of them were persistent, still coming here. When people were calling me that time, I just put my phone on silent. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And I was even scared at the level at which I was going. Something bad might happen to me in the sense that what if I never recover? That's how depression makes you feel. It makes you feel like you're in this hole. You want to come out every day. You want to get out. You just can't get out. You're in this glass prison. You're screaming, somebody help me. I want to get out of this darkness. Help me. And nobody can hear you. And you are just there. That's how paralyzing it feels like. When you are having a manic episode, before you get well, there's a tendency that you might slide into the depressive episode before coming back to being well. So you might feel bad, sad, or guilty about things you did when you were manic. You don't know what I'm talking about with the manic episode. My video is there. Go and watch the symptoms of bipolar disorder, mania. I shot it maybe like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. You should watch it. You'll get the full understanding. So with that one, you start feeling bad, feeling guilty and sad about things that you did. And when you are depressed, it's like you are in a state of awareness as compared to the mania. For the mania, it's like you don't even know what's going on, you don't care. But with depression, it's like you are alert, you know what is going on. You feel really bad about it. You feel really sad about, oh, I treated this person this way, I hurt this person this way. And it's like the guilt and the sadness is amplified to the power million. So on a regular day, when you say or do something to someone and you feel bad about it, and you can easily move on, with the time of depression, because of that darkness you are feeling and the amplification, you feel so bad about it. Oh, you feel so bad about it, and you can't get rid of the guilt. It's all you think about when you wake up in the morning, the last thing you think about when you are going to sleep at night, and you just wish you could make everything better. But you have isolated yourself. You can't eat, you can't go anywhere, you can't do it. How can you even make things better? That's how bad it was for me. And depression is a very terrible thing to go through. The next symptom is lack of energy. Lack of energy because you are not eating. So there was a time I had a depressive episode. When I recovered, I realized I was very low on energy. Any little thing I do, I'm just weak. It's like I don't have the energy. Because I haven't eaten for a long time. I feel very lightheaded. I was even beginning to worry, hey, am I getting anemia or something? What's going on? Because you have just been in bed, no activity, your body has been in a certain state. I just like that. And that is why in some homes, people think that when people are having depressive episode, they are pretending or they are lazy, all because this is what is going on with them, and they don't want to do anything, they can't do anything, people just saying, oh, you're lying, no, you're pretending. Thankfully, me, if I'm depressed and you don't believe me, that's on you. But me, I know what I'm going through. I'm praying for that I'll get better. So if you want to believe I'm lazy, that's on you. Because I know I'm not a lazy person. Remember when I was in university, I could not, whenever I'm depressed, I can't think, I can't concentrate. Even how I made it to the lecture hall, it was by the grace of God, like, because I can't do anything. So when I get there, it's like, whatever that person is teaching, I can't focus. All I'm thinking about is, can I make this depression go away? How can it go? How can I get better? And that's the thing about when you're depressed. It's like you can't wait to get back to how it used to be, how things used to feel for you, how you used to feel like. That is why whenever I get out of a depressive episode, it's like I have a new appreciation of life. It's like a near-death experience. You know, when someone has a near-death experience, they begin to appreciate every little thing that they see in their life, like the ability to see, hear, walk, breathe, everything. That's the same way when you get better after depression, your ability to wake up and do every single thing, you're like, wow, it's not easy like that for everybody. Years ago, whenever I'm depressed, I used to have suicidal thoughts, but now that has stopped because I think years ago, the reason why I wanted to die, I've talked about it before, is because of what I was going through emotionally, the pain. I wanted it to go away, and I just felt like suicide was the only way to make things easier, to make me be free of that emotional pain. And because of that darkness you are in when you are suicidal, you just want to be free. And that's why when I have friends who are having depressive episodes, I'm scared and I'm worried for them, because when you're depressed, anything that will make you feel better, that's what you are thinking about. So suicide starts feeling like a very glamorous idea, the best way to go. You don't even care about this life. I remember when I was depressed last year, I didn't even care if you offered me 10 million. It's like I might even tell, please, it will be difficult for me to spend this money, so take your money back. That's how I was feeling like. So suicidal ideations, they are very common. I mean, when you are depressed, you want to die, you start thinking about methods you can use to die, how you want to die, where you want to die. It's like, and these thoughts are persistent. They don't go away like you shake it off. Oh, I don't want to die. It's like they keep coming. Kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself. And you know, in our part of the world, I mean, when you go and tell people you want to kill yourself, first thing they are thinking about is, maybe I reject it in the name of Jesus. Don't say that. Stuff like that. And I mean, most of us are faith like based, faith led. I am a strong Christian. I believe in God and all of that. But sometimes I think that we should, instead of starting out with faith, get the person into a conversation and find out what is causing you to think of killing yourself, and also refer the person to a mental health professional. Because sometimes when you are depressed, you don't even have, me, like when I'm depressed, it's like I don't even have the energy and the strength to read my Bible. So when you are telling me I should just, forget about these suicidal thoughts, it's difficult for me. So suicidal thoughts, I would tell anybody who is experiencing that don't just, sit down and be like, oh, it will go away. If it's something you are dealing with, seek professional help, because it can get very dangerous. And sometimes people feel like the only way they can numb that pain is by starting off with self-harm. No. And so maybe one or twice they use a method of self-harm. I'm sure you know many methods of self-harm. Common form is cutting. Some people actually cut themselves and end up maybe cutting a major artery or something, and then they end up dying, and it's at the end it becomes suicide. So when someone is going through their experience, they are experiencing self-harm and things like that, don't think it cannot escalate from 0 to 100. It really can. Some people, when they are depressed, they have chronic pain that does not respond to treatment. That's why when you go to see a mental health professional, they will run some tests, because sometimes some physical conditions can cause you to have depression. So they have to check all those things and see if everything's okay, or whether this is all just coming from their mind. So they make sure that they do all those things. And me, I have not had that experience before, but I know it will be very terrible. Then for some people who are depressed, they have increased risk-taking behavior, or being reckless and stuff like that, because they just want to feel better. And that is why a lot of people don't realize when people are depressed, because they seem to put on this mask of happiness, mask of joy. They are around people, they are having a good time. But what people don't realize is that after all exhibiting all those signs of joy, happiness, success, everything, they go home, they are alone with themselves, and all they can think about is, I'm not happy, I'm depressed, I want to die, I'm not as good as everybody thinks I am, and all of that. So there have been times when people get shocked when people actually die by suicide because of depression, because it's like, you had everything going on with you, how did this even happen to you? Like, why did this person want to even die? Because everything seemed perfect. I'm like, you have no idea what people deal with when they are alone with themselves mentally. You have no idea. So I think on this channel, depression is, I've talked about depression a lot, and suicide. So you can go and check out my other videos and see what I have to say about that. If I keep saying that, like, people keep coming to me and asking, what should I do for my friend? Tell the person, just refer the person to a mental health professional, because there are some things you are not trained, licensed, and certified, and have the heart to help the person with. So just ask them to see a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and now they're in almost every hospital. So please do that for the person. It can be one of the ways you are saving their life. And if you have any questions for me, any topics you would like me to treat, please leave it in the comment section. If not, you can also send it to my DM on Instagram, any of my social media platforms. I would definitely take up that topic and talk about it, because I really want us to talk about mental health more this year. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Have a very amazing, happy new month. I can't believe we're in March already, but that's what this year has brought up on us. So take care of yourself. Bye.